Did we all have bingo cards and then we realized that we hadn't put the right things on them? Because I don't feel like anyone ever had a year bingo card.
Yes, Hank. I had a bingo card. In 2023, I created a pop culture bingo and I made a video about it, and I'll put that right here on the screen and in the iCard. But I didn't make one in 2024, and now in 2025, I am bringing back the bingo, and I'm going to show you my pop culture predictions. To make my bingo card, I take trends that happened last year, and then I write things down, and then I'll put them into a random generator to make the bingo cards. I think that Broadway/musicals are going to be having a big revival. I think that because of Wicked, this is the 10th anniversary of Hamilton. I think that those two things are actually going to create a Broadway boom and a musical boom. I think that people are going to try to recreate the magic of Wicked in movies, and they're not going to quite get it. But I do think that a lot of people who got introduced to musicals or Broadway musicals via the Wicked movie are going to try to go to Broadway, and they're going to see a resurgence of like older plays as well as maybe some newer plays. I put maybe a new Lin-Manuel musical. I think that he's been so focused on working on like soundtracks for movies, like he did Moana, The Little Mermaid, and recently the Mufasa movie. So I think that he's going to go back to his roots and he's going to go back to Broadway. I think that Cynthia Erivo is going to win the EGOT. She's going to win an Oscar and she's going to be the youngest EGOT. She is currently 37 and I'm not sure how many months, but the EGOT does count months. But the youngest person to win an EGOT is like 39. Cynthia is going to win her Oscar, and I think that she is going to be the youngest EGOT. As well as I think Ariana Grande is going to get hers. I thought a lot of people were weary about her acting, not because we haven't seen her act before. We've seen her as Cat Valentine, but we hadn't seen her act recently. We had seen her perform different things. She performed The Wizard and I, but it was very like poppy. And in this movie, she did really do a lot of opera training to get back to a more Broadway-esque voice. Talking about returning back to Broadway, I think Renee Rapp is going to go back to Broadway. She was casted as Regina George in Mean Girls the musical. Sabrina Carpenter was actually in there too. And they had like one show or something like that, and then it got canceled because of COVID.
Coronavirus! I'm telling you, shit is real! Shit is getting real!
And I don't think that the music industry has been treating Renee Rapp well. Oh my gosh, that album that she put out was amazing and people paid it dust, and I feel like she's going to have a moment, but first I do think she's going to go back to Broadway. There is going to be a Glee reboot. There has been so many reboots, reimaginings, retellings, all of that, and I think that Glee is finally going to get its time.
Welcome back, lady.
I think that everyone has just been so entranced by the Glee lore. There's like the Glee curse and everything. There's just so many things. There's the Glee rewatch podcast. I think that there's so much new music that people are like craving a Glee like version of. So I definitely think, and also a lot of people got introduced to Wicked via Glee, and like a lot of people didn't know that Kristen Chenoweth and Indira Mazel were both in Glee. Excited for a Glee reboot, but also not excited. I don't know. I don't feel like they're going to capture the magic.
I am having a baby. What holds a vagina?
And the chaos.
Because you're all minorities. You're in the Glee Club.
What? Like the first one.
Music!
Chapell Roan is going to come out with her second album. I'm trying to think about when she came out with her first album, and I think it was 2023. I thought she was going to be a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race, but they like released all the promo videos and like who was going to be the judges and everything, and I did not see her, so that was a little bit disappointing. Following her second album, I think that she will collab with a lesbian. My hope is that it will be Renee Rapp, a woman breakup song with two lesbian stars singing to each other or about each other. Dawn of Doechii. I was watching a video on here for bingo cards. I'll put up the inspiration. It was Hank Green and then it was Nikki. And he said something, because I had written this down earlier. And when he said
Doechii is going to have a level of like breakout year as an artist that Chapell Roan had this year. I think she's going to have like a minimum of 50 million monthly listeners. She just checks all the boxes.
I was snapping, throwing shoes and everything. I was like, thank you. Someone else is thinking what I'm thinking. This is the dawn of Doechii. Doechii has had an amazing 2024. Don't get me wrong. This year is going to be all about Doechii. Doechii is going to be a main rap girly. She gives us the theatrics and everything. And Nikki said that she was going to be like a new Chapell Roan. And I don't know if she's going to get to the level of Chapell Roan just because she is a dark-skinned Black woman. and people pay people like that dust like she's been grinding for years, and now people are only kind of like recognizing her. Possibly, maybe she is going to have a collab with Kendrick Lamar. I saw a video where Kendrick had shouted her out and was like, you know, she the coldest or the dopest in the game right now. And I'm like, okay, so collab with her, Kendrick. Like, you send her a verse. One Direction is going to come together and do a tribute song for Liam. I'm not sure if it's going to be a new song. I feel like it might be one of their songs, and maybe give like the benefits or like the money that it receives to his son. I think that Taylor Swift is going to put out Taylor's version of Reputation, and I think that she's going to have like her girl gang again. Do you remember the Bad Blood video and how, you know, there was a huge list of guest stars. I don't even remember everybody. I know Carly Kloss was in it. I know the lady who plays Olivia Benson was in it. Zendaya was in it. So many. Gigi Hadid was in it. There were just so many girls, and I don't know if they just fizzled out or if there was like a lot of drama that happened between them. But I definitely think that Taylor is going to release Reputation, and she's going to have a guest cameo of like Blake Lively, or Blake Lively is going to be like directing the video or something, and it's going to like turn around and pan to her, and she's going to be like cackling maniacally, like, Justin, this one's for you. I think the pop boys will finally have a good year this year. When you think of all the people who had a great year last year, you think Chapell, Sabrina, Charlie, but you don't really think any men. And that's because the pop boys have kind of been a little a little tiring. I mean, I'm thinking like, who's been a pop boy who's been like really doing it? And I think Bruno Mars is always like a staple. Troye Sivan's been doing his thing, but he's a little bit more niche. Justin Bieber is going to come back. The Weeknd's going to come out with something. Another celeb is going to have like an Eras tour, which, you know, obviously they're not going to call it the Eras tour, but they're going to be going through their whole catalog of music. I think that they've seen how well that it did for Taylor, so they might do it as well to a smaller scale, just because, you know, some people aren't in their prime and they're not selling out things like Taylor Swift is. Like, I think Jennifer Lopez tried to do that with her new album. It was like, ooh, it's going to be the This Is Me tour or something like that. And then people were like, we don't want that shit, Jenny. And then she was like, oh, I lied. It's going to be like an Eras tour. I'm going to go through all my music. And people were like, your music is, you know, quite the saying because it's not yours.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The random category. I think that Luigi is going to get like a super hot partner, and they're going to stand by him.
Harry Potter had Down syndrome.
What? What does that even mean?
Professor Snape was a single mother.
All right, stop.
Ryan Murphy is going to do a Luigi documentary. Ryan Murphy, since the Glee days, I'm not sure what is up with him. American Horror Story like went to trash. I hope Ryan Murphy's not in charge of the Glee reboot, but I know he probably is if it happens. But Ryan Murphy made the Menendez things.
Netflix's Monster series retells the Menendez brothers' gruesome murder of their parents and subsequent sentences of life in prison without parole.
And they were like, hey, why are you putting this shit in here? Like, I'll put some clips and whatnot, but
that the show portrays the brothers in an incestuous relationship with one another, something that they have denied in court. The show also apparently suggests that the pair made up the whole story about their sexual abuse for sympathy.
They were just not happy about the way that they were portrayed in the docuseries.
The reviews are mixed, and among those giving it a thumbs down is Eric Menendez. He says it's a dishonest portrayal of what happened.
And Ryan Murphy was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm getting money. I really don't want Ryan Murphy to get his hands on Luigi's story, but I feel like he is just, you know, like standing there waiting in the shadows.
I guess I'm eating the wrong things.
You think it's funny?
I think RFK is going to ban Cheez-Its or Doritos. I really feel like he's going to just start banning random snacks just to see what he can get away with before people like really have outrage with him. TikTok is going to get banned.
Hey guys, it's editing me. I'm late as fuck with this video. It's January 31st at 6:58 p.m. TikTok has gotten banned and then reinstated by the time that I've edited this video. I know.
I know that we've been talking about it for a while, and it's like, oh, well, TikTok was going to get banned in 2020 and then 2021 and then so on and so forth. But I think that these things take time. And I think that the Supreme Court is trying to like cross their T's and dot their I's about getting it out of here. I hope they do not sell to Meta.
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Wait, I think that this is going to be a huge year for animation. There have been so many beautiful animations recently with like shows and movies. There was Arcane, the Blue Eye Samurai. There was the Puss in Boots movie, The Last Wish. There was the Spider-Man movies. There were just so many beautiful things. I think it was it The Wild Robot?
Can you shut the fuck up?
For some reason, I feel like they're going to keep trying to push the Hawk Tuah agenda on us. And the only way that I can think of is putting her on a dating show. And so I think she's going to be on like a Netflix dating show. I think she's going to be on like Love Island or Too Hot to Handle or one of those random things.
The most self-centered, idiotic person I have ever fucking met.
There is no way Euphoria season 3 is going to be good or that it's actually going to happen. I think that so many of the stars that were in Euphoria have capitalized on their success and fame. I think that Zendaya's in different projects and every single facet. Like, she can dance, she can sing, she can dress, she can act. She's stunning. And she's capitalized on that. She's doing her different things. She's dating Tom Holland. She's living her life. She does not want to come back to Euphoria, especially because Sam Levinson just looks like he's not on his shit. But also other stars like Jacob Elordi's doing different things. He's in big movies. Sydney Sweeney's trying her hand in different things. Even Maude Apatow is going to be in a different movie in January. I'm like, no one's really talking about Euphoria anymore. Storm said she's not going to be in this new season. Barbie said she's not going to be in this season. Obviously, Angus isn't going to be in this season, and rest in peace to him.
I love everybody, you feel me?
Celebrity things.
Don't leave me alone, I wanna be famous.
That Gypsy Rose is going to start a family channel. I have so many thoughts and opinions on a family channel. I was watching a video and the creator was like,
this is truly like the Truman Show. Every important conversation, every life lesson you have with your parents, it's just being blasted on the internet. It's no longer a genuine moment. It's disingenuous. You're an actor.
But I definitely think that Gypsy Rose is going to start a family channel, and I think she's going to fall into those traps that all the family channels do, because the family channel is never really about the parents. It's always about using the kids to make money.
I'm going to profit off a child that can't actually fully consent to what's going on. Yay!
And so I think that Gypsy is going to fall into that, and she's not going to realize that it's a different form. I'm not sure if I would classify it as abuse. I think so many times that it does lead to like a form of abuse with your children, and I think that she's not going to realize like similarities between her and her mother. I think that as a tactic to get their names out of the press for the Diddy things, I think that the Carters are going to have Blue Ivy show up at the Met Gala. And I think she's going to look stunning, but people have been saying so much about like her different looks and whatnot. I think that they're going to capitalize on it and have her at the Met Gala. I also think that they're going to have Nara Smith at the Met Gala. This makes sense just because Nara is always wearing like archival or, you know, like huge fashion designer pieces when she's making like macaroni.
The way Cardi B and Offset have been at each other, y'all might as well talk to Mona Scott Young and get a special or go on Love and Hip Hop, because the way y'all are acting, we might as well get the full story and well produced.
Cardi B has been threatening to release her album for so long.
We're talking about albums because it's been X amount of years, so she should have an album out at this point. It shouldn't be 5, 6, 7 years almost without a, second album at this point in her career.
I don't think Cardi has recently put out songs that people have been excited about. Cardi has been beefing with her fans more than she's been in the studio, is what it seems like.
She's been on this Twitter ramble session for a bit now. Like, she's been going off on fans and different people.
I don't think Cardi B is going to put out a new album this year. And if she does, I think it's going to flop. I think that she's not hungry for the artistry. She just wanted to do rap because that was something that she knew that she could do that would get her out of poverty and stripping. And I love that for her. But I don't think that Cardi B is committed to rapping. I think that Cardi B is going to return back to reality TV in some capacity. I think that that's what she's going to do. I don't think she's going to divorce Offset. I think she's just going to go back and forth with him. I think Trump and Elon are going to have a falling out. I'm not sure why I feel this way. I feel like they're very two big, very like personalities, and I just don't see them lasting a long time. Not looking forward to it. Looking forward to the downfall of both of those men.
Well, that's my life. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did.
Blake Lively is going to go on like a podcast circuit. I feel like she might go on
Call Her Daddy.
It's because they don't like to be around real journalists and answer the real questions, and so they go on Call Her Daddy and things like that, where people like there's zero pushback. Like
Tuah, can you?
No.
Tuah.
Amelia DeMoldenberg, the chicken shop girl, she's going to date a celebrity. It's going to come out that she's dated one of the like guests on her show, but I don't think it's going to be Andrew Garfield. I think that they've been like hamming that up a lot, and so I feel like in my heart of hearts, like that's not real, and she's like dating somebody else. I will put my pop culture bingo card up on the screen so you can see the whole thing. Do you have any predictions that you think are going to happen in 2025? Were there anything that happened in 2024 that was on your bingo card that just completely surprised you and came out of the blue? I hope you are having an amazing day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know the next time that I post.